I'm Diana Eccles, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine. Our Biomedical Research Centre specialises, as it happens, in respiratory diseases and in infectious disease. So we are really well placed in the Faculty of Medicine to progress the research that's needed to try and improve all aspects for this COVID-19 pandemic. We also have a long history of working really well with other faculties. Our clinical academic staff had been working up point of care testing, which is much more rapid technique. So you can be tested in casualty with a result within an hour and triaged into an area that is COVID-19 infected or not infected. One of our respiratory physicians teamed up with one of our engineers and developed lower cost, very comfortable personal protective equipment, which the hospital then stepped in and decided that they wanted to provide for all of their staff. There's a real desperate need for new treatments, and we have initiated a large number of trials nationally. We've also been doing work with the hospital and with our data scientists, and both in medicine and in computer sciences and in mathematics, looking at patient flow, looking at patient management. We've been helping with the vaccine testing from the vaccine developed in Oxford that's been widely reported in the news. We had thousands of volunteers who wanted to come and be vaccinated. The staff have coped amazingly well working from home. They've really stepped up. But I've been particularly impressed by our students who, of course, we had to graduate rapidly when the GMC and the government said we need those new doctors now.
Hello, my name's Kate, and at the beginning of this year, before the pandemic, I was a final year medical student at the University of Southampton. I am now a junior doctor. So before the pandemic, final year is a very big year for all of us. We had already experienced 6 months of placement, sat our finals in January, and we're about to go on our medical elective, which is an opportunity for us to practice medicine anywhere in the world for 2 months, before doing a placement back in the UK and then starting work in August. Things have obviously changed quite significantly. So when the pandemic started to become more serious, I was already in Malawi delivering healthcare to rural communities. It was an amazing opportunity and I was really sad to cut it short, but we came back to the UK just before lockdown, which was definitely the right decision. At the beginning of April, I graduated from university with my Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, and I graduated via email, which wasn't quite the graduation we had planned. And then the next day I signed up to be an Interim Junior Doctor. So an Interim Junior Doctor is a new role. It was a voluntary position, so you didn't have to sign up to be a newly qualified doctor or to be an interim doctor. That's something that we that have done it have chosen to do. And because of the nature of my work, I am living on site, so I'm living in hospital accommodations. So I'm not living with my family home or with my fiance, I'm living on site and working on site. Working as a junior doctor was always going to be really scary. It's a scary time for anyone who has gone from the 5 years of medical school to then transitioning to becoming a doctor. It's a big step, and the setting of COVID has made it even more daunting and scary. There's a lot in the media and there's a lot of sort of concern from loved ones that made actually starting a little bit scarier than it would have been anyway. But actually, thankfully, things have been really good. So I'm working with a fantastic team of junior doctors and consultants that have been really supportive of my starting work. It's really been much nicer than you would have think it would be starting work at this time. I think there are some positives amongst all that has happened, and some of those positives are a sense of national unity, especially a pride in the National Health Service and healthcare workers, and I really hope that that continues. I think on a global stage this is also very interesting and important to see the way that we can work together as a global community.
So our newly graduated doctors have been really important in filling the rotas and doing all of the work of looking after patients on a day-to-day basis on the ward. So both staff and students have been absolutely fantastic in responding to this really, really challenging situation.